In this video today, I'm going to show you how to quickly create reading comprehension slide decks that are perfect for your classroom, whether that's for morning work or even for subplans because they're so quick and easy to make. Plus, they're easy to adapt for any of your learners' reading levels. So whether you need something for a whole group or a small group or just individual activities, you can make as many versions of this as needed. So let's go through and create one of these slide decks. So in Edcafe AI, we'll click on Create New, and in that planning section, we'll click Slide Deck here. Now you can decide on what topic, text, web page, or even a file that you want to use that information to create the slide deck for. Today, we're just going to go with a simple topic of main topics. You guys can adjust this as needed for your own subject in your classroom. And then here in the additional instructions is where we can instruct the AI to generate the slide deck based on that reading comprehension. Plus, you can add in information for your audience levels or specific activities, things like that. So here I have some instructions to create that reading comprehension slide deck for grade 6 with some short passages, some comprehension questions, and then also some vocabulary activities mixed in. Then go ahead and select your number of slides, your output language, and then you can go ahead and select a theme here that works for your classroom. Then we can generate the slides, and Edcafe will take that information and generate some slide decks for you. And all of this is editable. So not only can you create that in seconds, but you can customize every part of this. So here at the top, this image is not very good for a front page. So let's just go ahead and instead of searching reading comprehension for kids, let's just do reading here. And then you can also, if you don't want to use this Google search, you can use an AI image or upload your own image. But let's go ahead and just click on one of these. And if needed, you guys can adjust the positions of these images or further replace them. From here, let's go ahead and look at all of our other content. So here's just a little bit of background intro information, and then we have our short passage to read. So we have actually pulled some information from the image and have the short passage as well. Or excuse me, sorry, the short passage doesn't have to do with this image, so maybe we go ahead and remove that image. However, that passage is pretty short and we have some different comprehension questions that go along with that passage. So maybe we go ahead and adjust this. So the great thing about Edcafe is that we have this regenerate slide. So here we can say, let's make the story longer, and depending on your reading passage, if you need to adjust it for different reading levels and learners, you can go ahead and do that. However, we can also go ahead to add, that they should be in a paragraph format and not in bullets if needed to, just since it'll be a little bit longer. So now here we go. We have a longer passage, and then we still have those reading comprehension questions. If needed, we can also adjust these comprehension questions to go along with the edited story. And then we have that vocabulary activity that we asked for, and then some other information about main idea, context clues, and some other practice questions. So once this is all created, we can give it a save in our Edcafe AI library. That way we can go ahead and use it again and again. And so I don't think I have a 6th grade folder here. So let's go ahead and add this in our library. So that way we can store all of our information very easily. And once it's saved, you can now print this slide deck by exporting it as Microsoft PowerPoint or Google Slides, or you can even assign it to your students digitally. That way they can see a digital version of the slide deck and review on their own. This way you guys can mix and match and review depending on your classroom. So just a quick preview of what the students would see is they can scroll through all of these on their own. Otherwise, feel free to download them as a PowerPoint or a Google Slides. That way you guys can do it in class and add those interactive pieces. So once it's opened up inside of PowerPoint, you guys are able to see that the formatting was able to be transferred, and now you can go ahead, use this in your class or adjust further as needed by adding in any transitions, animations, or different interactive questions with ClassPoint. So that's it. You've now seen how simple it is to build this ready-to-use reading comprehension resources using AI and Edcafe. So this approach can not only save you some planning time, but also makes it easy to differentiate with every learner in your class because you can easily go back and edit, making those passages more difficult and sending them to your students. So try it out and see how quickly you can generate these reading activities, no matter your student's reading level.